bit more awkward with that hand. Look. No, you're cutting the wrong way. Think about this hand. Try this hand again. You're doing very well with this hand. Because they're right-handed scissors. See if you can cut that way. Ah, both hands. That's all right.
There's another chance to see that storm.
Ah, we're making. What are we making them? Tell me what we're making.
A person, some,
Frills?
yeah, some railway line.
Railway. Look. Take on. Take scissors. Go on. Cut it. Oop. Try let me turn it. Oh, dear. Let's try going across that way. There you go. Maybe it'd be easier if you were on the floor and done it.
What?
10.
No.
Not easy things to use, scissors, are they? You're very good, Dan. Very good.
What are you making, Matthew?
It's railway lines.
Railway lines.
Lots of railway lines.
What, for all your trains?
Yeah.
Something to think about.
You have to get further up. Scissors, you have to open them up further.
BBC Two, another cross-channel installment.
Can you move the fingers further apart? Come on. I don't know, I don't know what Mummy's recorded.
Ryder Cup team, Watkins will take charge. Europe's golfers trying to rest back the trophy in 2 weeks' time. Now the weather, cloudy and windy with heavy rain in the north. Temperatures around 11 centigrade.
Hello, Matthew.
Waving cheese. Should I bring it near here?
Yeah, if you want to.
Because I don't want my stars to get. Oh, there's better on that bit.
Oh, be careful with those stakes. Please be careful. More of those 8195 and 111 and I promise we will read some out very shortly. Still coming this morning, Ben the Bottle will be giving away a fantastic guitar in Master Blaster and reviewing sports games, and also red faces all round this table when we wish. And that will be Ellie too, but now time to go upstairs to the coach, please. You can say. So day number 2, you ready for this? Yeah. See what's behind door number 2? It's a little raining video.
Who are they, Matthew? Who are you watching?
Father Guest. No.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the big bit that's still waiting for you.
Are you? Oh, okay.
It's a lolly licker. Oh no, you stop it, right? Oh, it's been stuck in your fur. Close the window up, close the window up, close the window up. There you are. Chris, funny enough, Chris, that has reminded me, Christopher. Fun for all the family, even Mum. What? That's reminded me, Christopher. First of all, we've got a shepherd coming in, right? Yeah. And his name's John now, is that right? But, Christopher... Yes, good. Then you lollies, it's much more fun. Chris, imagine. What? Christmas morning, that's reminded me. Christopher, listen, pay attention. It's Christmas morning, right? Your bestest nightmare comes true. Because
Cheese.
your mum-
Cheese. No toast. Ha ha ha.
But if we send to work, we need to go to doing work on the show tonight.
Okay, so tomorrow. Okay. Oh, tomorrow. It's like the BBC. It's like the BBC One World Centre, isn't it? No, this is you do the voice. In the back, don't we have a good time? Let's hope it continues forever.
Yeah, forever.
Let's prepare.
You never know what's around the corner, Chris.
We've got to stick together, guys.
Yeah.
And everybody's got to do what they can to help us stick together.
Yeah, 4 for 1 and all for 3. Yeah.
Now, who are we meeting today? A shepherd.
His name's John Rattle and from Dorset and he's a shepherd.
And it's something is sheep in the back thing. It's great.
Yeah. Nah.
5 minutes time, but now we have a bit of time.
Question about the cricket. How many times does the woman farm herself to remember don't throw it to purple?
Is it nice, Matthew?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the matter?
I'm just going to see that.
Are you? You funny boy.
Bedtime story time.
Someone's just got to clean and walk with it. It's a crinkly bottom now. Who could it possibly belong to today, the washing line? Too obvious, wrong. We knew you'd say that. I'm sorry. Stay off. Line 2.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who are you?
Been told one of the stars has cancer, but Anne Kirkbride, who plays Deirdre Barlow, is expected to make a full recovery. The Princess of Wales got a standing ovation at Wembley Arena during last night's World AIDS Day concert. Beforehand, she met her favourite stars backstage. The show's expected to raise a fortune from TV rights. The French have immortalised Barbie with a special display at the Paris Museum. A model of her, dressed in a Christian Dior outfit, is now on show alongside wax dummies of Madonna and President Clinton. Diego Maradona says he may not make it to the World Cup finals. The brilliant Argentinian says he's finding it more difficult than ever to shake off injuries. Now the weather, cloudy and windy, heavy rain in the north, temperatures around 11 centigrade, 52 Fahrenheit. Umbrella weather just about everywhere. 7:41, we're back at 8. Here's Chris.
Right.
That's what I might tell you about tomorrow.
Right.
Dorian from Burns. Figures Agnew clothes show Jeff
Now.
and we introduce you to Graham, the stuffed pigeon.
Okay, and special guest today, drink. That's now get all on the bed. Yes, Martin Campbell. 7:41. Question of the day today. What's the silliest accident you've ever had?
Wendy Bennett from Wimbledon. When I was complaining about it on my belly, I got my nose stuck in the small holes of the elasticated
No. That must have hurt. Anne Smith in North Ants. The silliest accident I ever had was when I opened the cupboard.
What?
Watching you get dressed.
I'll come down and I'll film you.
Work out well, then.
Daisy,
I won't waste any
Daisy,
time reversing this.
give me your answer
Sure.
to.
I don't think you'll have to.
Look,
Time for
Time will tell.
Daisy, oh, from the love of you,
Still want to go on
there
with
won't be
it?
a star different
Yeah,
for
that's
you.
set
But
at
keep
all.
upon the silver, or a golden ray,
Or
or
about 2
flee.
minutes ago, I better split.
ha ha ha.
Dad, I'll bring the wine.
That's nice.
Oh,
You want to keep your own teeth? I have a dentist for the rest of your life. I was only kidding. You must know
The
that
game's
I'm
on.
guilty about South
You
But if I
watching
get something
you.
happening with the job front, and all I do is
Ho
call
ho
you.
ho.
Probably been slaving away for the last couple of hours.
Well, 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 well.
Oh, here you go.
At least I'll be able to get some sleep tonight. I kept on waking up last night.
No, he won't.
Didn't have those yet.
It's unbelievable, I hear you cry.
It's inconceivable.
Magic will take you beyond your wildest dreams.
Matthew's extremely telephoto. Oh my goodness.
Wrap my length.
See the blood on his nose.
Got as many balls as you
No, not me.
I'm on my way out the darkness.
Off you go then.
Oh, there's a
Can
sandwich
you
going on the bench.
kiss it, please?
Everything all right?
Shouldn't it be?
Kiss it with
Give
it.
Dorothy my regards.
Give Daddy a sloppy kiss then.
Oh, Helen, can I have a word with Jim?
Yes, do come in. What do you mean?
Did it say yes? Did
I'm
it?
just for an ad in the Harrisburg News. This place is on the market.
Cheese. Neighbors. Neighbors. What do you need the neighbors? Standing on the perfect bank. Neighbors, if when neighbors become good friends. Neighbors, if when neighbors become good friends.
Hooray!
Now we can watch that.
Over a million.
You haven't got your engine in yet.
Get ready for bed then.
Come on. I'm just waiting till Daddy comes. We do it in a bit.
Cheers.
And Ned and Jane
Right then.
and Percy.
Story time.
I was going to read that.
Alright then. Who's that?
Tom,
Who's that?
Jane,
Who's that?
Percy,
Who's that?
Gordon,
Who's that?
Henry,
Who's that?
Edward.
Oh, is that you say? Alright then, the sad story of Henry. Once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain that went into a tunnel and squeaked through its funnel and wouldn't come out again. The engine's name was Henry. His driver and fireman argued with him as he would not move. The rain will spoil my lovely green paint, he said. The guard blew his whistle, and I must have hit him, till he had no more breath and waved his flag till his arms ached. But Henry stayed still in the tunnel and blew steam at him.
Cheese. Say cheese.
Cheese! I'm not going to spoil my lovely green paint and red stripes for you, he said rudely. The passengers came and argued too, but Henry would not move. Then along came Sir Topham Hatt, the man in charge of all the engines on the island of Sodor. Everyone called him the
Fat and shoulder.
"We will pull you out," he said, but Henry only blew steam at him and made him wet. So they hooked a rope to the front of Henry and everyone pulled except the Fat Controller. "My doctor has forbidden me to pull," he said. They pulled and pulled, but still Henry stayed in the tunnel. Playgroup. That's what they do at playgroup, isn't it? Then they tried pushing from the other end. 1, 2, 3, push, said the Fat Controller. But he didn't help. "My doctor has forbidden me to push," he said. They pushed and pushed and pushed, but still Henry stayed in the tunnel. At last, Thomas came along. The guard waved his red flag and stopped him. Everyone argued with Henry. Look, it's stopped raining, they said. Yes, but it will soon begin again, said Henry. And what will become of my green paint with red stripes then? So they brought Thomas up, and he pushed and puffed and pushed as hard as he could, but still Henry stayed in the tunnel. At last even the Fat Controller gave up. We should take away your rails, he said, and leave you here for always and always and always. They took up the old rails and built a wall in front of Henry.
I think I didn't do it. It was Christopher who did it.
Who did what? What, built up a wall?
No, Ted did.
Who what?
Ted.
Oh, no, he tore it. No, it was already like that. It's been like that a long time. All Henry could do was watch the trains rushing through the tunnel, the other tunnel. He was very sad because he thought no one would ever see his lovely green paint with red stripes again. Worried. A few days later, when Gordon built his safety valve, the Fat Controller asked Henry to help. But that's another story. Thomas's train. Thomas's tank engine often grumbled to the other engines. I spent all my time pulling coaches about, ready for you to take out on journeys, he said one day. The other engines laughed. Why can't I pull passenger trains too, he said. Well, I thought you did, because I saw Annie and Clarabelle have passengers in them, don't they? Well, there you go. You're too impatient, said Gordon. You'd be sure to. Henry felt
There's James.
just as bad.
There's James.
Probably, yeah. The next morning, he usually pulled the first train and Thomas had to get Henry's coaches ready. If Henry is ill, Thomas thought, perhaps I shall pull his train. Thomas ran off happily to find the coaches. Come along, he fussed. There's plenty of time, grumbled the coaches. Thomas took them to the platform and wanted to run round in front at once, but his driver wouldn't let him. Don't be impatient, Thomas, he said. So Thomas waited and waited. People got in. The guard and station master walked up and down. The porter banged the doors, and still Henry didn't come. Thomas got more and more excited. The Fat Controller came out of his office to see what was the matter, and the guard and the station master told him about and wanted the coaches ready to start. Don't be impatient, said his driver. Wait until everything is ready, but Thomas was so excited to listen. What happened then, no one knows. Perhaps they'd got to couple Thomas to the train. Perhaps Thomas was too impatient to wait till they were ready. Or perhaps the driver pulled the lever by mistake. Whatever it was, Thomas started. I'm auditioning for Blue Peter. He ran along happily, and as he passed the first signal box, the men waved and shouted, but he didn't stop. They're waving because I'm such a splendid engine, Thomas thought, importantly. Henry says it's hard to pull trains, but I think it's easy. Hurry, 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 he puffed, pretending to be like Gordon. People have never seen me pulling a train before, he thought. It's nice for them to wave. Thomas whistled, beep, beep, thank you, and hurried on. And then he came to a signal set at danger. Bother, he thought, I must stop, and I was going so nicely too. What a nuisance signals are. He blew in anger. He thinks it's the most important part of the whole railway. There's two coaches.
That one works better, doesn't it?
And who are his two coaches?
Okay, but look, that one
Agree
works
with him.
better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Annie can only take passengers, but Clarabelle can take passengers, luggage, and the guard. They're both old and need new paint, but Thomas loves them very much. The end.
Yeah.
As Thomas and his coaches run backwards and forwards along the line, they sing songs to each other. When Thomas starts from a station, he sings, "Oh, come along, we're rather late, oh, come along, we're rather late." And the coaches sing, We're coming along. They don't mind what Thomas says to them because they know he's trying to please the Fat Controller. And they know too that if Thomas is cross, he's not cross with them. Oof, pay attention. One day... Is he being naughty?
Yes.
One day they had to wait for Henry's car, which made Thomas very
He's
cross.
hand-holding me.
Hand-holding you, shooting you. How can I run my line properly if Henry is always late? He doesn't realise. Oh, that's much better.
That's much better.
He doesn't realise that the Fat Controller depends on me. Thomas whistled.
Are you going to put that to Daddy's face?
Get around that. He wanted to leave, but he had to wait for Henry's passengers. At last Henry came. "Where have you been, lazy bones?" asked Thomas. "Oh dear, my system is out of order. No one understands my case. You don't know how I suffer," moaned Henry. "Nor me." "Rubbish," said Thomas. "You're too fat. You
You're
need
too
exercise."
You need exercise as a cat.
Lots of people with hard luggage
Yow, yow.
climbed out of Henry's
No.
train, and they all climbed into Annie and Clarabelle. Thomas had to wait until they were ready. At last, the guard blew his whistle, and Thomas started at once. The guard turned round to step into his van, but Thomas had started without
I
him.
can't my
We have to wait then. The guard waved his red flag to stop Thomas, but he was well on his way, steaming out of the station. Come along, puffed Thomas, but Clarabelle didn't want to. "I've lost my nice guard, I've lost my nice guard," she sobbed. Annie tried to tell Thomas what had happened. We haven't a guard, she said. But he was hurrying and wouldn't listen. Oh, come along, he puffed. Annie and Clarabelle tried to put on their brakes, but they couldn't without the guard. Where is our guard? They cried, but Thomas didn't stop till they came to a signal. "Bother that signal," said Thomas. "What's the matter?" "I don't know," said the driver. "The guard will tell us in a minute." They waited and waited, but the guard didn't come. What?
There's mine.
Beep, 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 beep. "Where's the guard?" whistled Thomas. "We left him behind," sobbed Annie and Clarabelle together. The driver
Daddy can call me in the dark,
Night,
can't
night.
he? Can he call me in the
We
dark?
can try, can't we?
Yes.
Let's see, shall we? I'll turn the light out.
Yes.
Night, then.
Yes.
Night, night. Night, night, little.
Good night.